Not every faster, better, cheaper mission was a success. Let's take a closer look at two missions that failed. The Lewis and Clark satellites were a pair of Earth-orbiting satellites, and neither one of them made it into orbit. Lewis blew up on the launch pad, so that was the end of that. But Clark didn't make it into space for a different reason, for a less exciting reason. Clark was canceled when its cost growth exceeded 15%. Contemporary reports describe it as a long-anticipated cancellation. In other words, this is something that everyone saw coming, and nobody was surprised when NASA decided to pull the plug on Clark. The reason they weren't surprised is because a contractual trigger had been established in all the faster, better, cheaper missions and had been in place from the start. It was something that everyone involved knew was there, and so when the time came to say, hey, we're going to cancel this project, people saw it coming. It was easy to do. It was part of the plan from the start, and the trigger was if your cost growth exceeds 15%. It's a pretty easy clause to put into any contract that just says we will have a particular trigger, call it 15%, call it 20%, whatever the right number is for your particular application. Just say there is a point beyond which we will not spend any additional money. There is a point beyond which we will terminate this project, whether it's time, schedule slips, or cost growth. The key is to establish these upfront and early so that if and when costs do go up, when they do exceed that threshold, we have the option, if not the responsibility, we have the option, if not the obligation, to go ahead and cancel it. So the lesson is to put a 15% clause in your plan, in your contract. Have a trigger in place that makes it much easier to make the right call. It's a stark contrast to missions and projects where cost growth continues to go up, but no one can quite figure out how to stop because, well, we've spent so much money already, we've spent so much time already, and it's very difficult to cancel or terminate a project. Clark showed that it could be done and it could be easy, and in that sense, Clark may not have been such a failure after all.